Welcome back, everybody, to Star Ladder. We're looking a little better.
Better.
Bit
Not
sharper.
perfect, but
We're,
a quick little adjustment. At least we have a.
we're looking smaller.
regular
I
camera shot.
kind of like this smaller camera shot.
Yeah,
we get to
the-
see more of us.
We
when
can
we're-
see more of Nature's Prophet
It's-
as well, which is what's
exactly.
important. At least when the overlay isn't blocking out his angry.
He's better looking. He's better looking than us. I tell you that. So,
Yeah.
we've got some Star Ladder and North American
Game
playoffs.
3.
Yeah.
Ace match. Much to your surprise as well, Gods. You were very eager to say 90% 2-0 EG.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I still
Liquid-
stand by it. Like as
I do as well. Liquid looked really good that game.
yeah, Liquid looked really good. EG just got outlaned. I don't want to say outdrafted. I think their draft was okay, but they got outlaned. Like
Yes.
the lanes didn't work out to them. They had a poor mid block. All three lanes were in Liquid's favor, in my opinion. Like Centaur, sure, he didn't win bottom lane, but he gets so much out of that lane. So we've got ourselves a game 3 now.
Yeah, game 3. Let's hop into this draft, Gods. There are picks that we can analyze to our
Yeah.
heart's content.
Absolutely. Let me make sure I have the
And
teams on the
line
right
up
side.
some production value here.
There
We
we
have it
go.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Had the old swapperoo and got him good.
The all swaparoo. And, well, as you can see, Evil Geniuses, they'll get the Ember Spirit. 3 out of 3 Ember Spirit games. I'm just really surprised to see both of these teams not banning him out.
What?
Last game, we saw Snake King play a pretty decent Ember Spirit. I mean, I wouldn't say he was the reason that they won, but he's still just a hard hero to deal with, especially in the late game. Once he got that Desolator up, he was doing some deeps. He put out the damage. We looked at the damage after the end of that last game, and he was right up there with the farm Nature's Prophet. So
Okay.
I'm surprised, but EG will first pick the Ember Spirit. I mean, to me, it's one of those things. Is a Darkseer really scarier than the Arteezy Ember Spirit?
Well, Liquid get a Lycan in exchange for this pick, though. That's the
Yeah.
other thing to take into
Liquid's
consideration.
turn to
Like they left Lycan and Ember Spirit in the pool with the purpose of getting one of the two heroes.
Who would you rather play? If you were in this role, who would you rather play against, the Lycan or the Ember Spirit? Or I guess, which would you
Well-
rather have on your team?
Oh, which would rather?
Like, if you were EG and you would first pick, like, would you rather have an Ember Spirit or a Lycan? Who do you think is more valuable in
I
this
think
kind of a
when you've got to
scenario?
play like Arteezy who plays Ember Spirit how he does, you go the Ember Spirit. But I think most teams will be picking Lycan. Like most teams,
Reserve
so many
time.
teams don't even ban out Ember Spirit and don't pick
Yeah.
it either.
Okay.
So you look at teams like Empire or something, they just ignore Ember Spirit as a hero. A lot of teams just ignore this hero, but EG obviously rate it very high. But Liquid
And-
happy to get the Lycan, so
Yeah.
not going to be a. I don't think we see a mid Lycan against Ember Spirit. Probably just a safe lane.
Yeah, probably. And Lycan, certainly quite scary. He will be paired with a Disruptor. It could be an Ancient Apparition pickup as well here. I'm surprised that EG didn't ban him out. We've seen that Lycan AA combo in a safe lane, tri-lane, especially if you have another range support like Disruptor. It is scary early on. Howl mixed with Chilling Touch does a startling amount of damage. And I think Liquid may be well advised to grab themselves an Apparition here, unless EG are trying to save it for themselves, and perhaps they can pick it up with the third pick. So that is a risk that they run if they don't ban it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I like EG picking the second pick. Well, I don't know if I say I like it, but it's only interesting, curious. They second pick Treant, and it does obviously make Ember Spirit's time in the mid lane that much better. It's a potential off lane hero, but I think more likely we see it as a support. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not much.
seconds
That was
remaining.
that was
Do you like
just something I wanted to bring
The
up.
Treant, I can't remember. There was something about you and the Treant, and I
I-
forget. You like him or you hate him? Isn't it a...
He used to suck. Like he used to
Okay.
be such a bad hero, but then he got some buffs and became
Team
a okay
Liquid's
hero.
turn to
Okay.
pick.
And then he became a really strong hero.
a
And then
real
he got
hero.
nerfed.
And then he got nerfed, and now he's like back down to
Yeah.
planet Earth. So wow,
Dire
a Lycan
team.
and Weaver on the same team.
Ooh,
It's-
I think it's maybe a mid Weaver. I've seen a few teams do Weaver mid against Ember Spirit before, and I think that's maybe what we're going to be getting. Depending, you could Lycan mid. Like that's something which Arteezy's been practicing tons in his pubs, and teams are doing every now and then. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And just an FYI, guys, Fear is not playing on Evil Geniuses.
Yep.
The overlay is not updated. It does say Fear. There is a
10
stand-in.
seconds
It's Mason,
remaining.
and also it is Snake King
Yep.
in the
5
stead of
seconds
Demon, who is
remaining.
listed on the overlays.
Can I
These-
fix that easily? I think I can.
Yeah. Oh, you certainly can.
Reserve
Stand
There
in
you go.
dot Mason
Keep gods on his toes here.
EverQuest player. I'm gonna go full name for him.
EverQuest player.
He wants to be known as an EverQuest player. He shall be known as an EverQuest player.
Yeah. Now, what I worry about Weaver and Lycan on the same team is that neither of them have anything in the way of crowd controls. They're both hard-hitting heroes. They're both semi-one-dimensional, I think. I guess maybe that's not fair for Lycan. He can push. He can also carry. He can kill Roche very easily, so maybe a little bit more dimensional. But I worry about this lack of hard lockdown from Team Liquid. Even Disruptor, he has the Static Storm Kinetic Field, which is kind of a lockdown, but it's still not a stun.
It's good against Ember Spirit, like,
10
especially when you're trying to go off
remaining.
ganking him because he's got the instant
Team
escape. So that's where if you get the
Liquid's
silence
turn to
off, or if you get the vision,
Mhm.
if he doesn't have a Fire Remnant already down really far away, you glimpse him back because you get the instant vision from your nuke, you glimpse him
Yeah,
back if you
very
go to
true.
small distance, and you glimpse him into the Static Storm, which silence him, locks him in place.
Mhm. Now, what do you think about this Queen of Pain pick from EG? She's a hero that hasn't been getting a lot of love recently. Of course, one thing she does very well. What do you
Go check out that Static Storm, man.
just just checking out the
Doesn't show him
10
getting silent. I
seconds
feel like this is
remaining.
not a good representation of what Static Storm does.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, maybe you can send Valve an email, let them know that
Dire team pick.
their Static Storm video is subpar.
I think it's the Dota Cinema ones, which is like just want to show each skill. Because
Yeah.
pretty sure if we check the link on it. Let's go snooping. No, it won't let me. I can't even click on the YouTube.
Yeah, the links are disabled. So,
Liquid's turn
all right.
to
So,
bat.
yeah, Queen of Pain. One thing she does very well. She's the master of AOE burst magic damage. And interestingly enough, EG will grab Beastmaster as well. Basically, 3 mid heroes, which will keep Team Liquid guessing a little bit with how they're going to lane this.
Yeah, I think we go Beastmaster
10
off lane
seconds
and
remaining.
Queen of Pain maybe safe lane. Well, with that said, they're expecting
5
maybe a Weaver or
seconds
someone mid who
remaining.
can do okay against Ember Spirit. And Queen of Pain does well against Weaver, does well against Lycan. The Scream from the Queen of Pain still hitting Weaver and Invis is the big thing there,
Dire
where
team
you don't
back.
even probably level up Shadow Strike. The reason Queen of Pain stopped getting picked is because Shadow Strike got nerfed so bad. This was Queen of Pain was good because you had a cost-effective nuke that you could just put 1 point in, didn't cost much mana, had a fast cast time, and now it's like it's
It's 110 at all
10
levels.
and it
used
doesn't
to
have a good
scale.
cast. The cast time is completely terrible. Like you
Yeah.
have a big wind up before you even throw it.
5
So it's one of
seconds
those things
remaining.
where the mana cost is higher at the early levels, but I think it's lower than it was at the level 4 based on how it used to be.
Team
So it kind of
Liquid's turn
condensed
to
all of it,
pick.
which ended up being a big nerf because for Queen of Pain, it's most useful early on in the
Yeah.
lane.
Yes,
So
exactly.
one of those kind of, it didn't seem like a nerf when you look at the patch notes, but in practice it ends up really hurting her lane presence. What do you think about Beastmaster right now, Gods? It's another hero we don't see
he's
all that
pretty cool.
often. You like him?
Yeah.
Big fan of Rexar? You
Yeah.
like the wild axes?
I saw newbie Zhao playing him. I think it was last night, and I've seen him use it a few times. And I think I really like the the Beastmaster.
team
I like the
say
Brewmaster as well. A lot of
Yeah.
fun heroes in this game. Vengeful Spirit, Brewmaster, and Disruptor on one team. Treant, Queen of Pain, and Beastmaster on the other. This is going to be an exciting game 3.
Cool. I think this is going to be Bulba's hero for the offlane, the Brewmaster, and looking forward to seeing what comes out from it. Like this is, yeah, definitely a new draft. Like 6.8, we were talking like on the show saying how it seems like teams have figured out what to draft, what to pick in 6.8, but
And here you go.
then you get this draft. You get Enigma, Beastmaster.
Throw it all
Queen of
out the
Pa-
window.
Every EG hero apart from Ember Spirit is not like considered like a commonly picked 6.8 hero, for the most part. Like
Yeah,
the heroes that pop up.
Treant, Yeah.
Trine, I would definitely not Trine. I would say
We've seen
maybe
him a
the
little bit. He's been
Enigma.
banned out some.
Yeah, the Enigma pops up a bit. Trine, if you're Rock's Kiss, yeah. But
Yeah. Well, EG have been running him a little bit, to be fair. We've seen teams now banning him out against EG.
Yes.
At least the past 2 or 3 games of EG I've casted, Treant's been banned out.
Liquid
so.
has the more standard draft. Like they've got Lycan, Disrupt, Avenge, and then Weaver.
That's
fairly
funny to
common.
say when you see a Brewmaster. Much
Yeah.
more standard with the Brew. But Brewmaster, I feel like, is one of the more underrated heroes in the meta right now, where he gets this rap for being not that great, not that useful. And every time I see him, he gets scary. Once he gets Blink,
10
he can
seconds
initiate really well.
remaining.
Once he gets an Ag Scepter, that ultimate becomes really powerful.
5
Yeah,
seconds
definitely
remaining.
something to look out for on the Liquid side, and a good just general like annoying disruptive hero because of you're up against Enigma ulti. If you don't get roared or something, or like taken out of the fight by like a Queen of Pain Orchid, your Brewmaster ultimate can actually take a hero out of the fight. You cyclone someone, you're throwing boulders at other people. A great just general crowd control that this hero offers.
Looks like both teams having some minor lag issues here, so hopefully this pause will sort things out. But if everyone's lagging, that's usually not a good sign. Maybe we got a bad server.
I think we're okay. I don't feel.
Are we
Oh,
okay?
I mean, I don't know how I'd feel lag, but we had a good 70 ping. That's solid considering we're on USC.
Yeah, I've got 0 packet loss, 65 ping as well, so we're solid, but we're just humble casters here. Just humble pirates, gods.
Well, I mean, what do you think of these drafts? I mean, very unconventional. Do you think who's your pick for Game 3?
This is a game that I think really comes down to execution. EG have a really scary lineup, but they also have the more greedy lineup. And with the Enigma in the jungle, that can be punished pretty hard. If one of their lanes fails, you don't have a lot of wiggle room for making rotations. One thing that will give them a buffer is having that living armor, which of course is global. So Treant can kind of focus that assistance in whichever lane is struggling the most. And they just have a scary kind of wombo combo lineup. They've got Overgrowth, Black Hole, and then the Sonic Wave on top of that. Beastmaster with his initiation and some of his AoE damage with the Wild Axes, and Ember Spirit, well, he can put out a lot of AoE damage as well. Maybe we'll see Arteezy grab himself some points in Flame Guard a little earlier on for that AoE damage inside of a Black Hole or an Overgrowth, what have you. All of that sounds good and well, but that comes down to execution. If Liquid don't group up, don't make for easy Overgrowths or Black Holes, then EG might find themselves struggling. But conversely, if Liquid make that one mistake and they get caught a little too far forward, a little too clumped up, EG will be able to punish that really hard. So execution will be key in this game, more so than just picks, in my opinion.
The picks and lane stage will be more important for, I think, what Liquid want to do. Because you see EG, you know they're going greedy with a jungle Enigma. They'll have fairly weak lanes, but for Liquid, they can actually look to dominate and win lanes if they want to.
Yeah, I think I give EG a small edge because they have a lot of good lockdown tools, and I think this Weaver and Lycan will both maybe struggle a little bit, you know, against like a Beastmaster ultimate. You have a Black Hole, Malefice, Overgrowth, the burst from Queen of Pain. Both Lycan and
Liquid
Weaver
think
are
they're
gonna
safe.
struggle.
They send a wolf out to scout. They do not know this 5-man smoke gang's coming their way.
Uh-oh.
Reveals are coming close here. Trine, actually, the first get revealed does get pinged, so he got
I see.
revealed by the Disruptor below him, and the wolves go out, Observer Ward out as well, and they ping that Observer Ward, I think. So I think they have a pretty good idea that a ward was placed.
Yep. So almost a
30 seconds to
scary
bottom.
opening here for Team Liquid, but they luck out a little bit with Disruptor on the other side of the tree line. And EG will be thwarted in their first attempt to grab an early lead. They'll throw down a sentry here as well, block this camp. So decent ward coverage. Maybe Liquid can get that value sentry down, but
I don't think
maybe
it's
not.
like-
I don't know if there is a value sentry placement here now that I'm looking at it.
Well, it would block the camp.
That's what I mean. Like the value sentry that can take out both these and not block the camp, but I
Yeah.
don't think they'll have that opening.
The battle begins.
We'll introduce our two teams now. It's Game 3 of Liquid vs. EG, the great American showdown. We have Team Liquid on the Radiant side. Quakefa, the only non-North American player, going to be playing the Weaver. In the mid lane, we're going to see Bulba playing the Brewmaster, switching things up with Quakefa a bit. Way2 going to be playing the support Disruptor. We've got TC on the support Venge. And then finally, snaking the stand-in, going to be playing this farming Lycan here.
Very good. And here on the Dire side, we do have Team EG up in the top lane. Stand-in for Fear will be Mason, their EverQuest player on the safe lane Queen of Pain. He'll be joined by PPD on the Treant Protector, waddling his way up towards that top lane. In the mid, it will be Arteezy, tagged up as 2001, which apparently is a reference to Young Lee, Arteezy's favorite rapper there. He'll be on the Ember Spirit mid, no big surprise about that. And down bottom, it will be Zai on the Enigma, laning for now, and Universe playing on the Beastmaster.
Yeah, so the offense. Oh, gonna get glimpsed back here. They're looking for a kill here, and I think they've got it here. The stun to follow. Axis go flying in. PPD. They need Zai. They need a bit more damage to kill him off. TC, one more right click. He survives on 20 HP.
Wow.
Whew.
I thought that should have been a kill right there. Lycan with the Wolves. If he had Howl level 1,
Yeah.
that definitely would have been a kill.
I agree. Getting the wolves though was useful though for the scouting and stuff at level 1. So
True.
I don't blame him for
Well,
getting the
were
wolves.
they really? I mean, they didn't scout out the smoke, and then it was revealed by the
Yeah.
Disruptor. So
I mean, in
in
theory,
theory,
it
yeah.
can scout things out. So you can't just say, oh, I should have got Hal level 1 when there was a reason they got the wolves. It's not like he leveled up wolves and didn't use them.
right, yeah, fair enough. So a close call, but Liquid will not secure that first blood, and Queen of Pain actually getting that first point in Shadow Strike. So she'll deal with that mana, and Quakefa, he's struggling a little bit up here in the top lane. He's grabbed quite a few last hits, 7 and 2, but he's taken a lot of harassment from this Quap.
Yeah, can't really outlast it against his Trine on these neutrals. Maybe look for some Shikuchi last hits, but that's 90 damage. Trine hits a bit less than that, and he misses it to the clap. That's nothing going his way here.
Yep. In the mid, it seems Arteezy's struggling a little bit as well. He's 5 and 2 against the 9 and 1 Brew. And again, this Ember Spirit has taken a lot of damage. Pretty classic Arteezy opener here. Level 3, 2-1-0 with 2 points in the Searing Chains. And we'll probably see that next point in Sleight of Fist. Arteezy really doesn't like to grab that Flame Guard early on.
No, he doesn't.
Just goes for that bursty, bully kind of a build with that value point in Chains at level 5.
He doesn't like the spell at all. Beastmaster comes in bottom rune, does get the deny off with a Quillbore, so that denies the rune. A double damage as well from Bulba, so important to note that. And it looks like Enigma's abandoned bottom lane, said, look, you're on your own, Beastmaster. I've helped you out what I can with a couple of denies, helped you got some experience, and now he's going to go back to the jungle. So Zai, still level 1, he's got some catching up to do, but Enigma, the fastest jungler in the game.
I'm
man.
not sure if that was worth it to try and get Universe a little bit of extra farm. I mean, Enigma, one of the fastest junglers. A good benchmark is keeping up with the mid-heroes. He should hit 6 right around the time the mid-heroes do, assuming nothing too crazy happens or his spawns don't get blocked or he gets picked off or something like that. and now he's a little bit further behind than I think EG would like.
The good thing that came from that bottom lane was that attempted kill where he survived, because that used up a lot of nukes, a lot of regen, and just clarities and stuff from the Liquid side. So the
Dire's
fact that was on
middle
him and he
tower is
survived
under
it.
attack.
Beastmaster's already level 4. He's actually done really well in this off lane.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But I mean, in general, I think and you think of how farmed Enigma could be right now, and you think maybe it wasn't exactly worth it.
Yeah, though Beastmaster getting the ultimate, that primal roar as early as possible is definitely a priority for EG. So it's all about trade-offs, and it's been worth it so far. We'll see if there's like a clutch moment perhaps where Zai doesn't have Black Hole because he's still underleveled when it could have saved his teammates, and then maybe he'll be regretting that choice. But still no kills out on the board as we approach the 4-minute mark, and that passivity will give a small advantage to EG, at least until Zai comes online at level 6.
And it's Treant getting not too much as far as levels or farm goes. He's managed to get a last hit or two on some neutrals, but Quake's being annoying, coming in, trying to take them every time he does so, and all PP can do is just try and right-click him down, but PPD actually taking a few extra right-clicks here. Going to see force up the Shukuchi, which means Treant Protector may get this Centaur last hit. Quake goes back through, and Queen of Pain was looking for him. Doesn't have the mana for a Scream, so... Well, it does with the Magic Stick, but doesn't have Blink and Scream.
Right, so even though Treant isn't getting too much, he's keeping Weaver busy, and that's giving Mason a lot of time. Just farm up in the lane, get solo experience, focus on those last hits. He's now 3 up on the Weaver, which is a good change of pace from how this lane started. And Quap now also level 5. How's this mid lane going? Just about even. 19 to 20 in terms of CS. Brewmaster about to hit level 6, as is the Ember Spirit. So the good thing about putting Brew mid is that he is really tanky. He's not one of those squishy int heroes, and Arteezy's Ember won't be able to easily harass him or burst him down and kind of bully him out of the lane. Bulba can kind of just take the harass and be just fine bottle crowing.
Yeah, he's not in any danger whatsoever here. And we'll see Arteezy now hit level 6, so ganking him not really an option for a long time. Until you see, like, Disrupt hit level 6, which is not coming anytime in the next, 5 minutes even. Disruptor just level 2.5, so... I don't think they can really kill Arteezy unless he goes looking for kills and overextends.
Yep. So compared to last game, this is much more passive of an opener. 5 minutes, no kills on the board. Who do you think this is benefiting more? Initially, I thought it was EG with Enigma getting some recovery time, but with a Weaver as well as a Lycan, I think Liquid, as even a Brewmaster, they kind of benefit in the long run of a more passive game where they can farm and get more items up on their cores.
Yeah, but the farming isn't so much like farming for the late game, it's farming for the mid game. Like, get your ultis up, get your your mech on your Enigma, your just general mid game, like your Vlads, your Treads on your Lycan. So I think look more towards the mid game. I don't think there's a clear answer of who's going to have the better mid game. I think EG have a lot more like team fight potential with Queen of Pain, Beastmaster, Enigma, and Ember Spirit. Even like they've got 5 huge team fight heroes. You look at Liquid, it's a bit like you've got Venge, Weaver, and Lycan, none of which are like big team fight specialists. So they'll be more kind of split pushing, trying to avoid those team fights. But I think it's just I don't think you can really say either team's benefiting more from this than the other.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, gods. 6 minutes now. Where's the rune? It's a regeneration down bottom. We'll be scattered out by the Lycan Wolves, and Bulba will just head on down, and he's going to pick it up. This boar looking for the deny. Won't find it, just barely off the mark, and Bulba will grab himself a regeneration.
Yeah. I think what the big thing here is who's going to get the first couple kills in tower. If one team suddenly gets a couple kills in tower, they're the team that's in control, and that's where both teams right now are playing cautiously, because they know a first blood, a kill or two, and a tower is going to give one team a nice little boost, a lot more map control, and that's going to allow them to control the tempo of the game. And that's where we see Enigma hits level 6, has a smoke online. He's going to be looking for that first kill, probably using this black hole.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Enigma in the jungle, EG have taken a small experience edge, just shy of 1,000. Nothing too crazy, but Enigma in the jungle does open up a little bit more efficiency. Very minor gold lead going the way of EG as well. Looks like Liquid are ready to start pressuring towers, and it will be that bottom tier 1. They don't do too much damage, only about a third or so. But now Enigma rotating up top, like you mentioned, smoke in the inventory. It could be this Weaver that is in trouble.
Yeah, and this is one of the things we'll see often with like jungle Enigmas. They'll use that first black hole as soon as they hit 6 just for a solo kill. Even on an offlane hero, just getting that kill, especially if it's a first blood, well worth it. Sure, it's got a 3-minute plus cooldown on black hole, but like, realistically, you're not going to be team fighting anytime in the early game. Not to mention how you're going to hit a black hole in a team fight without Blink, BKB, these kind of items. He doesn't even have boots at this point. Oh, he actually just picks them up. So.
And Weaver, a really good hero to burn a black hole on. If you can shut him down before he can time lapse, he's very squishy in this phase. The question is just finding the opening. Coming from the low ground, this is going to be difficult. Koikva is in a great position.
He's hoping for a Shukuchi to be used, and then he'll run in. But right now, Koikva holding on to the Shukuchi. He doesn't know Enigma's nearby. And there we go. Shukuchi should see the Enigma. Run in now. He's going to go into the high ground. We'll see a Malefice into Black Hole. And he's going
And
to
there's the
immediately
time
time
lapse.
lapse. I don't think this is going to save his life. Queen of Pain uses the Sonic Wave even. They'll commit 2 ultis. That shows how serious they were. I don't even know if they needed the Sonic Wave, but it's if they already used the Black Hole and they don't get the kill because of a Shikuchi out, they didn't have... I mean, he Shikuchi, you don't know that Sonic Wave's going to hit, so you make sure you get that first blood.
Yep, and now this bottom tier 1 tower will take some pressure as Liquid presses forward, but EG will be right there with a response. They're going to pressure this top tier 1. The Eidolons are out, and they'll help clear up this creep wave, and I think they'll be able to make it a tier 1 for tier 1 exchange.
Yeah, Eidolons are... There's going to be a TP coming in. This is the Weaver, so he's got a Shikuchi, but
Maybe
these...
not.
Yeah, these Eidolons actually not going to do enough damage here. Going to get somewhat cleared up, so that's some nice farm experience going the way of Quakefa. Gets most of those, about half or so of the last hits on them.
So EG essentially trade their bottom tier 1 tower for First Blood.
Yes.
Arteezy puts a ward down, grabs himself a double damage rune. He does have Phase Boots online, and also level 8. So this is when Ember can start moving around, and he does a pretty scary amount of damage. Has that 4th point in Sleight of Fist, so it's a very short cooldown, and the level 3 Searing Chains, where things get a little bit more scary if you're on the opposition. But Disruptor coming in, looking for a glimpse perhaps. There's Arteezy turning it around onto Wave 2. He'll just burst him down. Disruptor wasn't ready for that one. But an easy kill going for Arteezy.
Haven't ganked him before, like you say. Disruptor needs to hit level 6. They have no chance of dealing with his Ember Spirit until there's a Static Storm, and that goes to show it.
That was just way too being careless there, underestimating how quickly an Ember Spirit can burst you down at level 8.
Well, that's the way to feeding, I tell you that.
Yeah. And also the double damage rune. I mean, they didn't have ward coverage down at the bottom right when he picked it up, so perhaps they didn't realize it, but I think that would have been a kill even without the double damage rune.
Still a very, like you say, we were talking about being a bit passive early game. It's not as passive anymore, but it's still very neutral. Neither team pulling ahead, neither team taking control. Like, sure, EG have their 2 kills, but Liquid got a tier 1 tower. They've also now got a Blink Dagger on Brewmaster, so it still feels like no one's taken any sort of a lead just yet.
Yeah, a minor gold lead for Liquid, but EG with about a 2,500 experience lead. That's not too shabby for only 10 minutes.
Yep. EG pick up another smoke, this time Beastmaster level 6. Looks like he's going to be the one grabbing it. I think Enigma even bought that one, so passes the smoke for his teammate who's Beastmaster, trying to farm up his first item. Maybe a Blink. He's up to 1,500 gold.
Dyer's
And,
middle tower
we'll
is
see
under
exactly where he
attack.
looks to go from this one. Hasn't used it just yet. Black Hole on
Oh.
cooldown, though.
Lycan gets caught by the Sleight of Fist Bola combo. Another
dear.
Sleight of Fist is available. Does Arteezy want to go for it, though? He doesn't know where the team is. And,
He
well,
didn't Searing Chain.
yeah, didn't connect.
Hmm.
So Lycan will shapeshift and run back. So even so, Arteezy doesn't get the kill, but he still zones out the Lycan, forces him to run back to the well, and stops him from free farming in the jungle, which is a minor victory. And Lycan actually won't go for the early medallion. He's going to go Vlad's straight into a Necro Book.
So, I guess on the Radiant side, it's a lot harder to go for the Roshan unless you really sneak in. And he knows there's a Hawk on the EG side. There's ways to scut him out. We're at the bottom lane, snaking in trouble. He does not have ulti, and EG should know this. They saw him use it mid lane. They're not going to use the Sonic Wave for this one. They'll save it for a fight, should it come. But EG get a pick off, and this is, to me, the first like big pick off here where I don't think Liquid are getting much in exchange. EG will get a pick off in a tower. Liquid will try pressure top lane, but I think EG can even get back and defend this one here.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll have Black Hole coming up in 5 seconds. Arteezy's online. The only cooldown they don't have is Primal Roar, and it was well worth it to shut down that Lycan. Now, we'll see how EG react. They can press forward to perhaps try and pressure this tier 2 tower, or they can port back and make a hold up at the top. Is PPD level 6 on the tree? No, but he's very close. 1 creep kill away. So there could also be an overgrowth that Liquid will have to tango with. Arteezy in the front lines, and his presence alone will be enough to start zoning out Liquid. Sleight of Fist harass, just doing a little bit of damage. Actually forces out the time lapse on Weaver already.
Yeah.
That could be huge.
Yeah, he didn't have any HP regen, so he just wants to be full HP. Should a fight break out, another Sleight of Fist goes down. Bit of damage harass coming out, mostly onto Bulba. And
Thinking about the ultimate there. Cancel casting, it looked like.
yeah, I think it's more just pig thumping.
Yep.
fake pumping.
Yeah, fake pumping.
Pig thumping, that's a new one.
Fake thumping. Oh, man.
Enigma with a mech now, so there we go. EG,
They're ready to fight, man.
they've definitely got the edge right now as far as just fighting goes. The ability to take towers, and they're ahead at least right now. But Liquid have the lineup which scales a bit better. You've got your Lycan Weaver, like you talked about earlier. Disruptor once he hits level 6, he'll be in a much better place. But Way 2 right now is really far behind, and he's going to just find a solo lane, get whatever experience he can.
Yeah, Universe and Zai actually smoke up and head towards the bottom lane. Looks like they want to set up a gank on this Lycan once again. Snake King may think he's safe, but He's in for a scary surprise. Shapeshift is available. Beastmaster with Primal Roar, Enigma as well. I think they'll have enough damage to kill him, but this could be a close call. Oh, meanwhile, up top.
Oh, no, it was mid, actually.
Pardon me,
I was
Disruptor
keeping
gets
an
killed.
eye on top, but it was mid lane where they
Yeah.
found the kill on the Disruptor. Bottom lane, they have gone in now. Looks like should be possibly killing Snaking here. They'll use the Black Hole just to guarantee this one. Snaking will go down. And once again, solo Black Hole's well worth it. Props to Zion knowing he does not need to use these for big team fights. There's not really been a case where any time in the last 5 minutes or even in the next
Yeah.
3 minutes where he'll need a Black Hole.
Yep, smart plays. So I was looking at that setup, a Disruptor kill. Was that anything to... Were you watching it? Was it anything
No, I was
too
keeping an eye on. They
crazy?
tried
Oh,
to
okay.
kill the Treant Protector at top lane at the same time. So.
Yeah, so all 3 lanes, something going down. This Weichu really just seems to underestimate the amount of damage that an Ember Spirit can put out. I mean, that's the second time
Also-
now he's been caught a bit too far forward.
Yeah,
it
also
seems.
more the lockdown. He probably thinks like, oh, I'm okay, I've got this ulti, which shapeshift, which gives me max movement speed, but there's so many spells that are good against it with Roar, with Tree and ulti. They're going to see engagement top lane quick, but underneath the tower gets demolished. Couldn't even get a time lapse off, and 2001 Arteezy does get stunned up here, but the chase is now on. He's got not much mana here for another Searing Chains, but he does get off a Sleight of Fist, gets his team a double kill at top lane.
Wow.
Liquid
This
Sea.
is...
And he leaves a Fire Remnant top, he TP's home, he'll bottle up, and they'll get this top tier 1 tower, at least make a push for it.
Yeah. Now, this is just such a weird series, gods. Game 1 was very one-sided, sort of like we're seeing here. Game 2, very close. Liquid ends up pulling out a win. And now in Game 3, EG 7-0 at the 14-minute mark. It was dead even, and now they're pulling way ahead. 3,000 gold before this tower, 7,500 experience lead, and they will force out the glyph. This tower is destined to fall, and that's just going to further the advantage for EG here even more.
Yeah, this game one-sided, but by no means a stomp. Like you look at the last 2 games, well, not game 2, but game 1 here and the game in the group stage. Those 2 were stomps.
Yep.
Engagement top lane. They have used the primal split for this one. They'll look for PPD. PPD doesn't have invis, and he'll be brought down here. Oh, he gets a cycling off on the Queen of Pain. Not. They're actually gonna be able to get this kill here. They need an insta stun. Queen of Pain gets the blink off into trees. We'll be okay. And it looks like while all that was going on, what happened? Lycan dies again.
I was actually watching the mid, and yeah, that was just started off. I believe it was Enigma opened with a stun, and we'll see another kill come out up top. We'll hold that thought, but it was just another Sleight of Fist bullet connection onto the Lycan under the tower. He wasn't ready for it, and
it's the lockdown that's
it.
getting him. Like he thinks
Yeah.
he can just ulti out of everything, but there's a Searing Chains, there's a Beastmaster Roar. Malefice is great against the ulti as well, just because it has that three chances of stun, and then you got the Tree and ulti. You've got such good lockdown for a Lycan this game on the EG side. And now they go into the Roshan pit. The nice medallion pickup for Zai makes this just a bit too easy to bring down.
yeah, exactly. The Boar as well as the Eidolons. Plenty of units around. Also, the Living Armor makes it quite easy as well. Aegis will actually hang out on the ground. They're going to save it for Arteezy here as he comes in. So, feeling pretty safe. Maybe a little
Lycan move
chancy
almost
right there.
came by.
Yeah.
They had
So,
a sentry ready for it.
a little bit risky, but they'll be just fine. They'll grab the Aegis, level 11 Ember Spirit, and it looks like this game Arteezy just going straight for a Battle Fury.
Queen of Pain has an Orca now, and that means Queen of Pain can just solo hunt Koikba on the Weaver and has vision. Sees a Midas pickup. Koikba has used it, but there's a blink silent. We'll need a Sonic Wave for this one, but that'll be an easy kill going the way of
I'm
Mr.
not so
Mason.
sure about this Midas pickup here, gods.
It's very late. It's
I mean, it's recovery Midas for sure, but they're so far behind. They need items now. They need to grab some sort of an edge, minimize their losses. We'll see another engage breakout. Weichu will get caught by the Primal Roar. He'll fall. Now Bulba's in big trouble. He doesn't have the ultimate. He's low on mana. They'll just continue to right-click him down as Malefice slows him. There's the Overgrowth to finish off TC. It's just a massacre in the mid lane. Lycan, the only one still alive. He's farming down bottom, but there it is. GG, well played from Liquid Koikba.
yeah, 16 minutes in 2 16-minute one-sided games going EG's way. A close game 2 from Liquid where they did manage to take it the distance, but in the end, EG show why they are America's best right now.
Gods, I said it at the beginning of this series. I'm going to say it again. Ban out that damn Ember Spirit when you're playing against EG.
Yeah,
I
I mean, they banned out the Naga instead, so I guess it's like, well,
But then they banned out the Darkseer.
Universe Dark. Like, you don't have enough bans against EG.
You don't have
I guess.
enough bans, and Universe Darkseer is scary, but I think the Ember Spirit Arteezy takes the
The-
cake. Call me a fanboy if you want, but I think the stats speak for themselves.
Yeah.
He is.
I
just
think
a
we've
beast on that
seen
hero.
more games of his Ember Spirit than his Naga. At least I personally have now.
I mean, the Naga is scary as well. You're certainly right about that, but Naga at least takes a little while to come online. You need to farm up that Radiance, and that takes a while. It takes a lot of gold, and there's a window of opportunity where Naga is weak, and you can try and punish Arteezy. Ember Spirit, level 4, he's solo killing people.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be ready to shut him down early on, and it just takes a lot more effort than it does to shut down a Naga in the early levels.
Well, EG are on to our winner bracket finals. They'll versus the winner of Dog and Revenge. That's our next matchup today. What are your thoughts on that series?
It's going to be interesting. I think Revenge might surprise us a little bit. They're the team that a lot of people aren't really that well aware of. They're a Peruvian team. Their mid player and drafter is Smash, a player that has been around for a while. A lot of people know him. He's around the pub scene and stuff. So I think I have high hopes for Revenge, but Team Dog, they're kind of the dark horse. They're sort of this wild card where they started as just a group of guys that were all friends, kind of pro players, and not really currently without a home. And at first they looked a little shaky, and now they've been looking pretty good. So this is a hard one to predict, but I'm going to go with Revenge.
To me, it was the more interesting semi. Well, EG versus Liquid's always interesting because of the rivalry, but Dog versus Revenge should be interesting because it's a series which is really hard to call. Like,
yeah, it really is.
As someone who's watched lots of these teams play, I would say it's like a 50-50 matchup. EG versus Liquid was like 95, 99% in EG's favor.
I would say the Dog versus Revenge series, that's not one I would want to put Rares on because it's a little bit of a.
We can see
what I wouldn't mind seeing the bets, but
what's Dota 2 Land say about this series?
Maybe it is a value bet. You never know.
33% Revenge. That is a value bet on Revenge
think so,
right
too.
there. I would
put
be
some Rares
snapping
on
up.
Revenge.
I don't bet Rares, man.
I don't. What do you bet? Keys, commons.
Come on, let's be serious now. we treat our Dota seriously here at Beyond the Summit. We're not betting commons.
So you're betting mythicals? Is that
why do you think Kawa's not here anymore? He was betting commons on Dota 2 Land. We found him out and we said, Kawa, out the door.
Just get out.
And on that note, we're going to a quick break, guys.